The deeper we get into December and the closer we get to the first day of winter, many anglers are in the garage going through their gear for the upcoming ice fishing season. With ice fishing methods changing drastically over the past 20 years, who better to join me to discuss the joys of this northern pastime than the 2009 Angler Hall of Fame inductee and ice fishing guru, Gord Pyzer. Gord, ice fishing for some is more exciting and much more of an adventure than fishing in the summer months. What is it about ice fishing that changes the experience other than the temperatures?
Well, I think a whole bunch of things, Jim. Number one, and a lot of people don't understand this, and in fact probably don't believe it, but ice fishing is probably the best time of the year for many species of fish to catch the biggest fish of the year. And unquestionably, it's also one of the best times to catch large numbers. So, I mean, that's the reason we go fishing, is to catch fish, have a bunch of fun. Doesn't mean we got to kill them all. Hopefully we're releasing all the large ones, but it truly, for many, many species of fish, is the best time to be outside. And the other thing, of course, is that Canadians, I mean, we're winter people. If you like to fish and you're not ice fishing, you're missing half the season. So especially up here in northwest Ontario and across the prairies, as I say, 6 months of the year, it's winter.
Is it ever? Anglers clearly don't mind traveling a far distance for a hot bite. What are some of the best species to target while ice fishing, and why?
Winter is the best time to go after lake trout and whitefish. Walleye are extremely active in the wintertime. Northern pike are very active. Amazingly, even some of the warm water species like black crappie, and we have probably the best black crappie fisheries in the world here in Ontario, and a lot of people aren't taking advantage of those. So, I mean, you can run the gamut, run the whole list of fish from lake trout, whitefish, herring, northern pike, walleye, sauger, yellow perch, black crappie, bluegills. They are all extremely aggressive, and they bite well in the wintertime.
Okay, let's start north of the border. What locations do you consider to be the ice fishing capitals of Canada?
Well, you know, let's start in Ontario here. Lake Simcoe, down around the Toronto area. Lake Simcoe is unquestionably the #1 ice fishery as a single entity or a single body of water. And Lake Simcoe's got tremendous lake trout fishing, tremendous whitefish fishing, and the herring are coming back pretty strong. Phenomenal. I would say Lake Simcoe is probably one of the best jumbo yellow perch fisheries in the world. But as you start moving north, you get up into Lake Nipissing, again, phenomenal walleye, yellow perch, northern pike, up into the Lake Temagami area for whitefish and lake trout. And then you come across to where I am right now. It's Lake of the Woods in behind me here. And we truly believe this is God's country. This is the best fishing in the world here in northwest Ontario. And all of our lakes, just between me and Kenora here today, and Thunder Bay, there's 100,000 water bodies, and all of them offer spectacular ice fishing opportunities. We have opportunities galore, unlike anyone else on Earth.
And I just love Northern Ontario. South of the border, what would you consider some of the hot spots for ice fishing in the United States?
Oh, they have some fantastic fisheries. Green Bay, when Green Bay ices over, when Green Bay goes across, the yellow perch fishery on Green Bay in that area is just spectacular. Leech Lake, Manitoba, Minnesota, Mille Lacs, Minnesota as well. Rainy Lake and Lake of the Woods are both shared border waters. So 1/3 of Lake of the Woods is actually in Minnesota, and a good portion of Rainy Lake's in Minnesota as well. They offer spectacular northern pike, walleye, sauger, yellow perch fisheries as well. And, you know, we do, the folks that I'm with as well, in Fisherman Magazine, we do a lot of filming in Minnesota. And some of the best opportunities, believe it or not, aren't those big water bodies that everybody knows about, but those little hidden gems that are maybe 100 acres, 500 acres just over the hill. And they offer spectacular winter fishing opportunities.